In this video, we will set up our order books properly. This skill is extremely important for a trader, namely to configure the order book of the instrument very fast, adjusting it to the current conditions of the market stage. It's like a professional sniper adjusting his shooting positions and the scope according to the target and the distance to his target. Your order book is your rifle, and your aim is to make it readable and convenient. Otherwise, you probably will lose the information that the market brings to you or bear losses. Let's consider how the order book works and construct it. It's absolutely easy. We have the list of prices. Here we see the price tab of 1 cent because, for example, this price 0.4937 and the next price 0.4938. 1 cent difference. On each level, as you see, we have limit orders. There are limit participants that placed limit orders and they are waiting for the price to come and execute their position, opening the trade. Here we see the market participants, those participants who are opening the trades right now and right here. The first ones who bring the limit orders to the market, sellers limit orders in the red zone and buyers limit orders in the green zone. They are liquidity providers because they provide the limit orders, and this is the liquidity that is being executed by market orders. Market participants, those who are entering right here and right now, their orders appearing here. It's moving so fast because every second someone is opening trades right here and right now by the market. For example, here you see 1,000 contracts in red color. It means that someone just sold 1,000 contracts, opening short position, selling. We as well can place buy or sell limit order, and the trade will be opened as soon as the price reaches our limit order and market participant executes it. For example, here we place our buy limit orders or sell limit orders, just holding V plus left mouse button for placing buy limit orders and V plus left mouse button placing limit order for sale. Or you can do it right here as you wish. And with pressing the button D, it cancels all the limit orders in the order book. About the market mechanics, we are talking in another lesson. You will know about this, or even maybe you already know. So placing the limit orders, we are joining the participants, limit participants, or liquidity providers. Placing opening trade by limit order is much more cheaper, lower commission. As soon as the price reaches our limit order, it's being executed. As you see, that was executed and then closed because I opened a buy limit order at the first time, and then it was closed by hitting sell limit order. Or we as well can enter the trade by the market. For example, I would like to buy right now. We can set the stop loss by pressing C plus left mouse button here. And just to set the take profit, we do the same, absolutely the same, pressing C plus left mouse button, but in the zone where we're waiting for price to go. So here we see stop loss and take profit. When the price reaches this zone, there will be stop loss hit. When the price reaches this zone, there will be take profit. We will have profit. But we usually recommend closing our position by several parts. For example, we are waiting this level to be reached by the price. So we are placing several limit orders here, 25, 25, 25, and 25. Together, it will be 100. We opened 100 lots. It should be equal. If, for example, we misclick or just forgot that we are having 100 lots in the position, we placed another one, and after the fourth limit order, the position will be closed, and hitting the next 25 limit order, it will be opened opposite position, short position, as you see. I think it's quite clear. Moreover, why we recommend closing like this, not by take profit. You as well can place take profit, but in this case, the commission of your closing trades by limit orders will be lower. And moreover, partial closing of positions is about to optimize your profit. Because sometimes the price fails to reach your take profit and goes back without hitting it about several points. You'll be very upset. So we recommend closing by small parts along the movement. So we will talk about this next time. As you see here, we have the current price. And as you already got, I think in order to move higher for price for market orders, they have to execute all these limit orders to move price higher. To move price lower, all the sellers have to execute these limit orders, the limit orders of buyers. In other words, market buyers execute limit sellers, and market sellers execute the limit orders of limit buyers here. It looks very difficult, but you will get it, don't worry. In the next lessons we will discuss it in more detail. So as you see, the market tape here is moving very fast, showing us how much orders are executed right here and right now, and the clusters, as you see, each column reflecting the bars. Let's just compare it. Here we have the time frame. We usually recommend using 5 minutes time frame by default. And look at this. All these clusters are absolutely similar to the 3 previous bars at the chart. But what's the difference? It contains the history of market orders, buyers or sellers accumulated by each point of price. And the maximum volume is framed with a white color. For example, during these 5 minutes that just started 2 minutes ago, we have 84,000 sales by the price 0.4892. Here we have 145,000 sales. This is still maximum volume within these 5 minutes. And we have this volume at 0.4895. Or here we have, for example, the purchases for 50K at the price 0.4915. This is the history, and this history will help us to optimize our entry point, and we'll talk about it later. So now let's go on to the configuration. What should we see in a properly adjusted order book? Let's, for example, choose another order book. What should we see in a properly adjusted order book? We should set up the order book in such a way that we can evaluate limit participants' orders and distinguish reliable limit orders from small and weak ones. When you open a new instrument, it's always a mess. Let's take, for example, WUSDT, and it looks frightening. Let's start with the most important parameters. We should set up both spot order book and futures order book. We press here on the gear order book section. The first two parameters are remained by default, and this is the most important. Just look how it works. If we choose, for example, 10, it means that 10 contracts are perceived and displayed by the terminal as a big limit order. Quite not easy for price to overcome. What we see in this case, or let's make it 1000. We see that price easily overcomes it. It means 10 contracts is too small amount to call this a huge limit order. We should change this parameter. We are changing this parameter till the order book is realistic and readable. Let's have 1 million. In this case, too much. We don't see the limit orders at all and even can't evaluate them. So it should be 100,000. Not so good. Let's say 300,000 or 500. Looks much better. Large amount usually means the really big limit order that is even much more reliable than those with the full bar. They are usually pointed with another color. It's pointed in yellow by default. You can change the colors in settings. Here we enter 2x in relation to this one. So we take 1 million. Finally, extra large amount that is really admirable and should be the considerable obstacle for the price to execute and overcome. 1.5x or 2x again, but from this parameter. For example, it should be 1.5 million or 2 million. Let's say it should be 1.5 million. Because previously it was 1 and every limit order was perceived the extra large because each limit order was much more than one contract. Now we have 1.5 million and we made it quite readable, as you see. Show ruler in percentage. It's extremely useful thing. Here you see it, the percentage. And other settings are the same. Here we should filter the ticks. For example, here I usually do not filter out the ticks because, for example, if we take 1000, here we will see only amount of market orders above 1000. Or if we remain 1, we will see all the orders that are being executed right here and right now. Let's make it 100. I usually prefer make it as minimum as it's possible because we should see all the orders that are going right here and right now, just to detect the robots. We will talk about this later. Adding ticks for a period milliseconds, 800. It's the time when all the ticks will be summed up together, just to make it more readable. Clusters. It's quite simple. First of all, let's see the difference. For example, if we enter just 1, all the clusters will be filled totally because 1 contract is the maximum cluster bar filled at. Or, for example, 1 million, they will be almost empty, because it's needed 1 million contracts to be executed to make this bar filled totally. How we should set up this parameter? We should just calculate the average volume. Here we have 63,000, here we have 26, and here 12. The average amount, let's say 30,000. So it looks quite good. Then here we should decrease the maximum decimal places in amounts to 1, just to make it more convenient. Here you see reduce amounts from 1000. Great. And display the cluster analysis line. Now we have this order book absolutely readable. Let's make the same with the futures. As far as futures provide us leverages, in the amount bar filled, there should be a little bit more numbers because there are much more money in futures. Let's say 700 thousands, 1.5 million, or even if we gonna make 400,000, it will be as well acceptable, as you see. Show ruler, then ticks clusters. So what do you see here? 120, almost 100. Let's say 90,000. In cluster style, I forgot to say, we should choose some buy and sell volumes. You can change it to bought multiplied by sold difference, and it's quite obvious that here we see the difference between buy and sell. Here we see the prevalence of sellers, here we see the prevalence of buyers. But we usually remain it by default sum buy and sell volumes, just the sum. Reduce amounts from 1,000, display the cluster analysis line. Finally, it's configured very well and readable. So now you are able to make all your instruments quite readable. Just try to configure several instruments, making it convenient for you.